This program is not made for kids. It includes swearing and mature themes that are not suitable for kids under the age of 13. Enjoy the fucking video.
This program is rated 14 plus and may contain mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Do come along, we mustn't be late. Do come along, we mustn't be late,
said Bear. The Class 35 diesel had been tasked with pulling the Limited, since Richard had officially taken on the Lake Sodor Limited, otherwise known as the boat train. The Limited, just like the Express, makes 3 main stops, with an additional stop at Wellsworth. One day, before Bear's next train, he, Duck and Edward were chatting about the chill that hung in the air.
The passengers seem to love skating on the frozen lake in the town of Harlesborough.
I heard the choir sing Auld Lang Syne yesterday. They were wonderful. What a joyous way to start the new year. Wouldn't you say, Bear?
A joyous new year, if anything, what I'm having.
What's wrong?
I've been late for the last 6 times this week, and it is always something. Whether the crazy lady thinks he's having a heart attack, my God was singing a signal for red, or the silly coaches held me back on Gordon's Hill. I cannot take it anymore. I want to ask Mr. Melvin to switch jobs for the time being, but
he is currently away with his family on holiday.
No biggie. I'm pretty sure Madame Karina will allow the change.
If she isn't busy.
Well, that's the risk I'm willing to take.
And with smoke billowing from his engine, Bear oiled quickly away.
Excuse me, Mom.
Oh, hello, Bear. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if there's a way for me to change my job from passenger work to goods. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Limited, but...
Bear trailed off as he noticed Karina's face fall into disappointment.
I'm sorry, Bear, but there's a lot more passenger trains on the schedule than freight. And with everyone handling their work, I kinda need you to stay on the Limited for a little while longer. But the good news is that I've managed to adjust the timetable for the Limited, so you don't have to rush trying to keep up the time. But you might have to wake up a little to achieve this new round.
How early? 6 o'clock?
Cried Bear.
There's no use arguing, Bear. Let's get going.
Bear begrudgingly trundled along. If Madame Karina thought the time change was a good idea, she was poorly mistaken. Not a single passenger was on board the train, and to make matters worse, Bear had to yield to Murdoch. Arthur's and Peter's trains on the main line.
Sorry, Bear.
Later that day, Bear confided with Patrick about his predicament.
I don't know what to do. From being late to waking at the crack of dawn. Don't get me wrong, Patrick, but I want to take a break from all the passenger work.
But you heard it, Miss Kyrena. We all have a job to do, whether it's goods or passengers.
Bear only grumbled. until the yard manager arrived.
The limited coaches are plagued with numerous braking problems. You need to take Gaunt's special coaches for the time being. I can tell Gordon's not going to like this.
During the journey back, Bear was finding Gordon's coaches to be most uncomfortable. They kept slipping their brakes on constantly, and because they hadn't been used for quite a long time, they had a foul smell to them that started a mirage of complaints. At Croven's gate, Bear was waiting for Adeline's passengers to board. As the door began to close, Bear felt a snowflake land on his roof. Then another, and another, and another. Pretty soon, snow began to fall through the sky and onto the rails.
Great! As if this day couldn't get any worse.
The works is up ahead. We can stop and get the snowplow to use. The snow's not gonna be pretty.
Absolutely not! I'm going to be extremely late putting that thing on!
You sound just like Thomas right now.
Well, unlike him, I see the value of putting my snowplow on and off, and know when to pick my battles and lose them too.
And Bear rolled away, with the reluctant and rather cold driver in his cab. The snow became thick and heavy, and Bear was finding it hard to continue the journey. But he still pressed on, until...
No!
Poor Bear's engine finally gave up, and now he was stranded on the main line in winter.
Oh dear. I will call for help and check on the passengers. You just sit there and stay tight.
Ha ha, very funny.
Bear would have to wait. Madame Karina had sent Jeff to rescue him, but he was stuck behind a large snowbank. The snow was too heavy for him to get out of the yards.
What if no one comes and helps me? I basically wasted this new year stuck in snow. How lovely,
he said as he closed his eyes. Bear's eyes later fluttered open when he heard the passengers softly singing Auld Lang Syne in the carriages, trying to keep their spirits up.
Edward was right. The song of Auld Lang Syne is a great way to start the year. So what have I been delayed always, or having to use ugly coaches? The year's just started, I better make the most of it.
Despite his cold surroundings, Bear smiled warmly as Jeff, who was finally free from the snowbank, was able to rescue the whole train and took them to the next station.